Hey kids, it is wonderful to know that God loves us, but God also needs to be feared because he will judge evil very harshly. Now in this story we see how, in the days of Abraham, that God judged two very wicked cities, Sodom and Gomorrah. Now Abraham was walking with the Lord and two angels, and the Lord said, "Shall I hide from Abraham what I am about to do, since Abraham will become a great nation? For I have chosen him so that his descendants after him will keep the law of the Lord, by doing what is right and just." So the Lord said to Abraham, "The cry of Sodom and Gomorrah is great, and their sin is very grave. I will go down now and see if they are as evil as their outcry." Then the men went towards Sodom, while Abraham was still standing before the Lord. And Abraham said, "Lord, will you destroy the righteous with the wicked? Suppose there are 50 righteous people within the city. Will you destroy it? Far be it from you to do such a thing, so that the righteous and the wicked are treated alike. Shouldn't the judge of all the earth deal justly?" So the Lord said, "If I find in Sodom 50 righteous people, then I will spare the whole place on their account." And Abraham replied, "Well, suppose that there are 5 less. Will you destroy the whole city?" And he said, "I will not destroy it if I find 45 there." So he spoke to him yet again, and he said, "Well, suppose 40 are found there." And the Lord said, "I will not do it on account of 40. Then he said, "Oh, may the Lord not be angry, and I shall speak. Suppose 30 are found there." And he said, "I will not do it if I find 30 there." And he said, "Well, suppose 20 are found there." And he said, "I will not destroy it on account of the 20. Then he said to the Lord, "Do not be angry, and I will speak only once more. Suppose 10 are found there." And he said, "I will not destroy it on account of the 10. As soon as he had finished speaking to Abraham, the Lord departed, and Abraham returned to his place. Now the 2 angels came to Sodom in the evening as Lot was sitting in the gate of Sodom. When Lot saw them, he stood up to meet them. And he said, "Now behold, my lords, please come into my house and spend the night. Then you may rise early and go on your way." They said, however, "No, but we shall spend the night in the square." So Lot urged them strongly. So they entered his house, and he prepared a feast for them and baked unleavened bread, and they ate. But before they lay down, the men of the city, the men of Sodom, surrounded the house, both young and old, all the people from every quarter, and they called to Lot and said to him, "Where are the men who came to you tonight? Bring them out to us, that we may mistreat them." But Lot went out to them at the doorway, and shut the door behind him, and said, "Please, my brothers, do not act wickedly. Now behold, I have 2 daughters. Please let me bring them out to you, and do whatever you want to them. Only do nothing to these men, inasmuch as they have come under the shelter of my roof." But they said, "Stand aside. You came in as an alien, and now you're acting like a judge? Now we will treat you worse than them." So they pressed hard against Lot and almost broke the door down. But the men reached out their hands and brought Lot into the house with them and shut the door. Then they struck the men with blindness, both small and great, so that they could not find the doorway. Then the angel said to Lot, "Whom else have you here? Whoever you have in the city, bring them out of this place, for we are about to destroy it." But when Lot spoke to his sons-in-law, who were to marry his daughters, and said, "Get up out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city," they thought he was just kidding. So when morning dawned, the angels urged Lot, saying, "Up, take your wife and your 2 daughters who are here, for you will be swept away in the punishment of the city." When he hesitated, the men seized them all by the hand, and they brought them out and put them outside the city. And they said, "Escape for your life. Do not look behind you. Do not stay anywhere in the valley. Escape to the mountains, or you will be swept away." But Lot pleaded and said, "Oh no, my lords, now behold, there's a town nearby. Can I flee to it? It is small. Please let me escape there." So they said to him, "Behold, I grant you this. Hurry up, escape there, for I cannot do anything until you arrive there." So they escaped towards the town called Zoar. Then the Lord rained on Sodom and Gomorrah brimstone and fire out of heaven. And he overthrew those cities and all the valley and all the inhabitants of the city and what they grew on the ground. But Lot's wife from behind him looked back, and she became a pillar of salt. Now Abraham rose early in the morning and went to the place where he had stood before the Lord. And when he looked down towards Sodom and Gomorrah, the smoke of the land ascended like the smoke of a furnace. So that is what happened when God destroyed the cities of the valley, that God remembered Abraham and sent Lot out of the midst of the destruction when he destroyed the cities where Lot lived. Well, kids, like Lot, sometimes instead of getting as far away from evil as we can, we wonder how close we can get to evil before it is a sin. That cost Lot a great deal, and he learned a very important lesson.